Hey, beautiful loves. Yes, I know it's been a while on this channel. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I went on a break to do something very important. This video does not say I am back, but I am almost back, okay? I had to jump on this to talk about this amazing film, Love in Every Word. If it's your first time hearing my voice, my name is Janelle and I do movie reviews and recommendations on this channel, okay? Let's talk about the movie Love in Every Word, executively produced by Emmanuel Bully. Now, I'm going to do a quick review of the movie and talk about what people have been saying online, and also talk about why this movie is no longer on YouTube. Right, let's get into the review of this movie. First, the delivery of this movie is 100%. Uzo and Bam Bam did great in this movie. Now, this movie opens up with Bam Bam in the office. She was due for marriage, but she wasn't getting the kind of men she wanted. She was actually dating broke and polished boys who could speak correct English, and they were doing her shaggy. They were showing her shaggy. In fact, the movie opens up with Bam Bam slapping her boyfriend, who she ended up a relationship with, because he took $5,000 from her, $5,000 that she gave willingly to put into Forex, and the money had gone, right? And she was supposed to travel for her sister's introduction, her younger sister's introduction. So she had gone for this introduction and she was just shy escaping people. She didn't want to be seen by a lot of people, guests and all of that, because I'm very sure she does not want to be answering questions. Now, she was outside in the garden and someone walked past her. They looked at each other. It was love at first sight. There was a spark, right? And she was outside with her sister, and her sister was like, that's not your type. That's not your type. You know this, right? Because he was dressed in a certain kind of way, and I don't know how it was just love at first sight, right? And what later happened between them was pure romance. Now, Bam Bam was even avoiding her mom introducing her to guests, right? She was in the backyard and Uzo walks. Let me stop calling him Uzo. Odogu Pararan, please. Now, Odogu Pararan walks to Bam Bam, and I need to stop calling her Bam Bam also. So, Chioma was hiding at the backyard that night, and Odogu Pararan walked there. I don't know what he went to look for, and he saw her sitting, and they started talking. In fact, they had secretly asked about each other, and Chioma even knew Odogu's age. You can imagine a 40-year-old man. Now, they didn't exchange contacts. After the conversation, Chioma had to head for the city the next day, and this man did not just bring Para. He brought Ogene boys to the city to ask Chioma for her number. That was so sweet but noisy. Her boss came down and she was like, oh, this is so noisy. In fact, when her boss came down, maybe she was thinking it was for her. All of those Ogene was for her, but it wasn't for her. It was for Chioma. And it annoyed her boss to the point that she called the security boy on Odogu Parara. And it was at that moment she knew that Odogu Parara had bought that whole building just to collect number. I didn't know that Anambra men were this sweet. So wait, guys. I think this update is coming very late. It's coming very, 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 very late. But yes, let me continue. It was just sweet, 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 sweet love between them. Sweet romance between them. Odogwu does not want to take advantage of Chioma. In fact, after their dates, which he listened to her throughout, he didn't want to go inside the room with her. He didn't want their relationship to be about, romance and all of that. But yes, this man was so much interested in this girl. But because of his accent, he had an accent, she stopped picking his calls. This guy would send gifts, expensive bags, jewelry, and all of those gifts that girls love. And this girl would not even pick his call. In fact, she would give those gifts out to the girl who works with her at her workplace. And it was just a problem for Odogwu, and he decided to see her one day. She told him quite all right that he had an accent and made him know that she's not comfortable with that accent. But there's a twist to it. There's a reason why she didn't like that accent. She didn't tell him, right? So all of a sudden one day she was like, she picked her phone and she called him. Oh, Odogwu, I miss you so much. And then they got back to that relationship. In fact, it was now a full-blown relationship. And then one day at night, her boss, Chioma's boss, called, and Odogwu had to pick to know what's up. Why is your boss calling you at this time? He was concerned. Maybe it was work related and all of that. But her boss started insulting her, and he warned her. So the next day, Odogwu was like, don't you think you should invest in your perfume business? And she was like, I'm going to need investors. And I was like, what am I doing here? You don't see me as somebody who can invest into your business. And she was like, I don't like collecting money from people and all of that. And he was like, if I got married to you, if I was your husband, would you not collect money from me? She was like, yes, that's a different case. Okay, so why aren't you collecting money from me right now? Because I want to marry you. And this girl could not give an answer. It only meant Odogwu has been wasting his time, and he stated his intentions clearly. Now, before the second time that Odogwu got to know that Chioma did not want to get married to him, he had met with Chioma's friend at a store, a store where they sell gold, and this man bought different jewelry worth millions of naira. And oh my goodness, her friends were delighted. They were happy, But she had two friends, right? One who is a lawyer that helped her got back her money from her forex ex-boyfriend, and the other one who met Chioma during her university days. The lawyer one had known Chioma from childhood, their primary school days, and she knew why Chioma was going for guys who could speak English clearly. But here's the twist, right? They were having a conversation. Chioma was crying bitterly because Odogwu would not even take her calls anymore and all of that. But whilst crying, her friend was like, you haven't told her like this other of their friend, right? It was when they wanted to let us know why Chioma was not so much interested in Odogwu. Now, her father was a wealthy man, just like Odogwu. He had an accent, he was so caring and all of that, but she was embarrassed in school with her mom for being a side chick. Her mom was a side chick to her father, so she was considered a bastard child. So do you get it? It was at that point her friends realized that they had to tell Odogwu the main source of the problem, and when they did, Odogwu wanted to travel. In fact, he did not even show interest, like he wanted to see her again, he wanted to see Chioma again. But then he came back, and he came with a ring. He told her, "Oh, I'm not your father, and you see, I'm not going to come up with anything. There's no woman anywhere, there's no child anywhere, you know. I'm going to be asking you." In fact, before he proposed to her, she bought a ring to propose to him, you know, and he didn't allow her to do that because he's an Odogwu, right? Yes. So let's talk about the delivery of this movie. Oh no, I know a lot of people have been complaining, even me, have been complaining about how, you know, YouTube movies are just, you know, it looks like a joke. But this one, this storyline is so good. In fact, should we just say Omoni Oboli knows how to pick out, you know, people who would deliver properly? Because this, in fact, every movie on Omoni Oboli's channel that I've been seeing is giving, you know. And yes, cinematography, carriage, execution, this movie is a complete 10 over 10. I'm even in shock that this movie was on YouTube. Now let's go back to this movie. Trended, in fact, it was trending #1 in how many hours of posting it on YouTube. It was trending #1, trending on TikTok, Instagram, on Thread, everywhere, even Facebook, you know. And then someone came to claim copyright infringement on this movie, and that is why it has been taken down. You see, we are yet to get to know if this movie was written by someone and then stolen, but is it enough reason to take down this movie? A movie that is doing so well. After all that view, my goodness, after the views in just hours, I can't even imagine. I just really hope they get to the bottom of this and get this movie back, because I know that the views of this movie is going to even triple, you know, by the time it gets back on YouTube. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. My next video should be next month. Okay, thank you. See you on the next one. Bye for now.